How the heck are you guys? My name is Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 30 in the free-to-play series. That's right, we've got a month in the bag. So I figure we should do a pretty fun thing and just do a month in review. What have we accomplished? 1 month free-to-play. Full disclosure, we are technically on day 31 right now, but you guys know I'm kind of used to filming on a slight delay, but some months have 31 days in them, so how appropriate, August included. So we got to check out our shop here. All right, we're ready to go. So I just figure we go not too long a video, just piece by piece. We'll check in on our roster, we'll check in on our guild boss, we'll check in on our raids, arena, things like that. And I'll just share my thoughts where I see appropriate, kind of like the thinking that led me to level up this hero over that hero, focus on this piece of content over that piece of content, and maybe it will hopefully be interesting, hopefully be a little fun, but maybe there's also some insights that can help you with your progression, whether it be a free-to-play journey or a big spender journey. I think a lot of us still have to kind of check the same boxes and go along the same path. So I think Heroes is probably the most fun place to start, so let's do that. So where do we stand? Well, we got Ezreal yesterday. So that puts us at 7, actually 8 if you count Volca. No, is it? Yeah, oh no, it's not. So including Volca, 7. So we've pulled 6 legendary heroes in 30 days. Now let me tell you guys, the rates in this game are not very good, right? 200 to pity, really 220 for the guarantee. So most, like for me, I think I got Nyx at around 212 or 213. That's pretty rough, right? If we go to summons, we can just quickly pull up the rates. These are definitely worth complaining about. I don't blame people for complaining. You can see without the 2x, it's 5% for legendaries, and then for these guys up here on the lords, it's wacky, right? It's 0.04%. Of course, you know, not great rates on the epics, and it really disappoints me, and it still does disappoint me to this day that there's never a 2x on epics. I want more chances to get Maul. I want more chances to get Greed. I've never pulled a Greed on anyone's account. I've done like over 4,000 summons now for viewers and for myself. That's nuts. I want more chances of that. I would love to see some 2x on epics, but we just get the 8% chance there. Again, the minuscule chance on epic lords. Without a lot of luck, you're really only going to see epic lords from the ancient summonings, it seems like. Of course there are exceptions, but definitely not something you can count on. And then we have all our blues and then our greens. So yeah, the rates aren't great. That being said, you get a lot of summons in this game. So we're actually coming up on our next pity. I believe I'm between 20 and 40 away. I promise I'll keep better track of it in the future. But our last pull from a blue shard was of course Arrogance. It was so exciting. I just got swept away in the madness. You can see we got 590 pulls, man. I've played at this point a lot of gacha. The fact that we've been able to have 590 pulls in 1 month of playing a gacha, I mean, this game is generous with a capital G. Only Eternal Evolution, I think, is a game that I've played that comes close to this amount of summons, but they've got a totally different system. So their system's kind of like you need to get every champion and then every hero in that game and get more and more copies, and that's really how you build them up. That's how you grow them. So this is very unique and like kind of a normal, you know, build them up, gear them up, gacha, that you're getting this many summons. So while I do agree the rates are poopy doo-doo, at least you can compensate a bit. So you can see we're kind of right on track. We've pulled 6 legendaries in 590 summons, but I've only really been summoning on 2x's, save for a couple summons I did on Arrogance, that banner. Maybe it was more than a couple, I don't even remember. But actually our rates on this have actually been less than 1 in 100. We've only pulled 4 champions from our blue shards. We have been fairly lucky with our divine shards. So we have one more now, guys. I don't even know how I got that one now that I'm looking at it. That's very interesting to me. But we got Ezreal and we got Regulus from these. And I wish, does it tell you how many you've done? I wish it did. But I can think off the top of my head, we got, our first pull was Dimos, then we got Regulus, and then we got a Siren from one of these. I think we got Vortex from one of these. We've probably done 6 or 7, so those are quite good rates. We've been lucky there. I won't say we haven't. But that kind of sums up how we're doing. We can go maybe class by class and see what the kind of champions we're looking at are. We've been pretty strong with fighters. I mean, actually, if you look at it, it's not like our pulls are so crazy, except for 2 major exceptions. Arrogance, obviously, he truly is one of, especially non-lord, he's one of the very best heroes in the entire game. An Arrogance guide will be coming out in the very near future. Ideally, I want to get a guide out before I ever get any of the content creator diamonds and we transition from free to play to no spend, because I want to show you just what he's capable of, even in my kind of normal, totally free to play build. I mean, he's wearing a lot of my best gear, but he can do it all. And officially, I think as of 2 days ago, I should have announced this in that whenever that video was. He's our first fully skilled up legendary champion. So that was a very lucky pull. And then I'd be lying if I said Dimos wasn't maybe not an equally lucky pull, but also an exceptionally lucky pull. I've never pulled Dimos for anyone but myself, I believe, maybe for one other person. So if you think about that, I'm convinced his rates are much, much lower. I've also anecdotally heard that from many people, that he seems harder to pull. He really does feel like a legendary champion. He's super, super, super strong. But yeah, you can see we've pulled 2 copies of him. Where's his Awakenings? We pulled one in just the video a day or 2 ago, and then we pulled him with our very first gold shard ever. So he's really been a mainstay on our account since like day 1 or end of day 1 or beginning of day 2. And you can see he's at Awaken 4 now. So I had the 2 copies and I've put 3 soul stones in him. So if we go to Tide, maybe that's a quick transition over there. Tide is still really easy for us, guys. You can see it is day 31 has been finished because the day already switched over. But yeah, we've been catching no problems. Can we kick a peek at, well, they do tell us. So wave 94, you can see a suggested BP is 2 million and we're almost at 3. So we're still in that range, but you can see it's getting a lot closer. It wasn't that long ago when it was like 800,000 and we were at 2 million. But I'm curious when our next soul stone is. I'm hoping it's 95. It is. So literally first thing tomorrow when I clear it, we will officially have an A5 Dimos. And I know I might seem like I'm talking about Dimos for a while, but he is that good, and his Awakenings are shockingly good. Like each one is relevant, and all leading up to his A5, which lets him ignore 15% of the target's defense when you get full stacks. So full stacks are based on this passive he has called Tearing. That's over here. He's stacking stacks of this effect, and each time once you skill it up, you get an extra 15% damage as long as you keep hitting the same target. So if you switch targets, that changes, but if you use him like against the guild boss where he really shines and there's only one target, you're basically at all times just rocking these stacks, and you can basically keep almost 100% uptime on this 15% bonus. It normally is, so if you do 15 times 6 stacks, it's gonna be, 90%. Without his Awakening 3, I believe it is, that's when we got an extra stack. So again, another super strong Awakening, so then it only goes up to 75%. But then basically you got full stacks, so you're getting an extra when he's all the way at Awaken 5 from Awaken 3. You're getting an extra 90% damage, and now he's ignoring 15% of the target's defense. Very excited for that. He's a really, really cool hero. He's got really nice base stats, great HP. I mean, not on the level like Wrath or something for an epic, but good HP. The attack's not what you love to see, but that being said, he does have this fun talent. Where is his talent? Basic attacks deal additional damage equal to 2% of the hero's max HP. So it doesn't sound like much, but it is a bit of a bonus. We will play around. I've heard everything about the HP build's the best, the attack build's the best. We kind of go for a hybrid build. I really am going on and on about Dimos, but you can tell I really like this dog. So we got HP bonus, attack bonus, attack bonus. He's wearing some of our better gear, as you can see. You can also kind of get an impression on how our gear's not that great. Maybe we could actually key in. Let's finish the champions, then I'll key in on, I guess, our best built heroes, or at least, I mean, I move gear around a lot, but you'll get a sense of what our best gear is and kind of where we stand after a month. So, fighters, was there anyone else of note? Of course, we use Wrath all the time. He's missing a piece right now. That might explain why I just lost my arena battle. Wrath is really good. We go for kind of a critty build. I won't complete the build right now. We'll just keep on moving. We don't have an A5 yet because we do get the free Soul Stone at day 44, which is a bit annoying. We still have like 13, 14 days more to wait until we can get him in A5. Wrath's A5 is tremendous because he starts getting some self-heal, and you can see the heavy blow triggered. The hero restores HP equal to 30% of the total damage. Heavy blow is the special thing, I believe, where it's the guaranteed crit, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's his ultimate. It's an autocast triggered, increases damage by 30%, deals 115% AoE. Is it AoE? No, up to 5 enemies. So yeah, AoE up to 5 enemies every 3 attacks. This slaps, man. And he also inflicts burning when you get him Awakened 3. This is a champion you're gonna want to bring to A5. Everyone talks about it, but we get him for free at day 14. He's tremendously good. Amazing talents, amazing skills, super easy just to use. I mean, these base stats are crazy. These are like for a legendary base stats. Super high attack, super high HP for a fighter. But yeah, no one else that we pulled that we use so much. At the beginning, we used Scorch a lot. Maybe we'll get him into some more teams later on. He's kind of the epic version of Valkyra. We're a slightly extended range, not to the level of Valkyra. He just gets 2 tiles, but he also has AoE magic damage, which is certainly useful. His ultimate's kind of a drag, you know, if you skill him up. I guess if you skill him up, it's a lot better. You get 50% increased attack, but that's all that's really going on. He puts on a nice self buff. And then just this one's weird to me too. Scorch's attack in battle plus 10%. I guess it's just a way to say this is another place your skill ups can go. But why not just make him 10% stronger? I don't know. I mean, that's what it is. They want a place for your skill ups to go. Just not the most interesting kit, but he's definitely relevant, unique. So we've used him a bit. Gluttony, we used him at the very, very beginning. He's the first fighter we've ever pulled on this account. Maybe it was him and Dallin. But yeah, everything else, you see, actually we can quickly awaken him. We did pull him during the 10x We didn't get Batsa, but we absolutely got Gluttony. Gluttony was out to play. I was a bit bummed out we didn't pull Laurel. I really wanted her. So yeah, those are the fighters we're kind of working with. Komodo, we fused just so we could have him for whenever Abomination came around, and I guess that's a good transition. The next big fighter coming to our account is Abomination. You can see what just happened here. Let me click out of this. Yeah, now everyone shows back up. So we did pull Damon pretty early on. We pulled Komodo. Over the 10x, we pulled Harpoon, even though he wasn't a 10x champion. And we also do have an extra Vortex. Maybe a good transition into healers. So I'd say fighters is one of our strongest. I'd say healers and defenders are our two absolute strongest. We've been quite lucky in the healer department. But these two particularly. And honestly, I'm excited to build out Ezrein. He's a unique champion, unique kit. And yeah, people have questioned in the comments. I mean, let me know in the comments what you want. I'm all ears. Like, I'm pretty happy to not take these content creator rewards, but every time I've pulled it, whether on Discord or in streams, people seem pretty gung-ho, just like take the diamonds. I'm kind of of the opinion that it won't change the account so tremendously. Like, of course it will in a big way, because we'll have way more stamina. We'll probably get a few more, handful more pulls. I'm probably going to use it mostly on stamina. But you know, it's not like all of a sudden we're going to have S tier after S tier after S tier. It's not going to translate into a bunch of legendary lords, but it will change the account. So let me know what you think. One of the benefits is it's going to give us a lot of flexibility to invest in characters that aren't like perfectly min-maxing our roster, right? So is Ezrein the perfect choice to 6-star, at least at this point? Maybe not, but once we have some diamonds to work with and we have some extra stamina to blow, I would love to build him up and really see what he's all about. I mean, he's capable for sure of a lot of unique things. He's got some very unique, skills, particularly this one here. Once you promote him, I believe this goes to 60. Let me check promotion grade 2. What did it say? Is it 3? What's going on here? Is it 5? Oh, 60. Yeah. So right now, you can't take more than a 60% max HP hit of 70, and it can go down to 60. So you'll be left with at least 40% of, I guess, if you were at max health. Very powerful. I just reached. We're going to be talking about this a lot in coming videos. We got a lot of stuff coming on Gear Raid 2. He's someone that might be super, super relevant now that we're at Gear Raid 219. I'm not farming it yet. Don't worry, I would have told you. We're very comfortable on 18, and that's going to kind of, that shriek move from the boss, this is going to kind of let him stand and, you know, outlast. So yeah, he's cool, but Lightlock obviously is a superstar just for that cheesy strat using the splash magic damage. You guys have seen tons of content from me and everyone at this point about it, but I'd say Vortex and Midon, you can't overstate how useful they are, particularly Vortex. I mean, Midon might outshine him in a few ways just by being AoE, having a bit of a defense buff, being straight up just easy to build, easy to use. But Vortex is just the amount of things you can think of in a different way when you're dealing with this kind of attack range, which I believe only him and Hollow have. Maybe there's a legendary, I don't know, but this covers so much ground, man. I should actually quickly say Ezrein does have that special ability. Where is it? It's one of his passives. He can cast his two abilities beyond his attack range. It just will be way less, so it'll only be 40% of their max potential. And I guess if you skill this up, it can be 60%. So pretty cool. But Vortex really lets you rethink the way you approach levels by having such a crazy range. And then Midon, just great AoE HP-based healing. Doesn't have the range that Vortex has, but super, super usable. And then I gotta say Autumn, maybe at this point besides Vortex, but like my most used hero anywhere. I mean, besides like Arrogance too. But it's as simple as throw skill ups into her, get her in a mana spring set. Yeah, throw some some attack speed if you need. It really doesn't matter. Her heals are like nothing, at least the way we have her built. But these two moves, like really the passive, just is this will happen when the ultimate's up. So the ultimate is increasing crit damage. That goes up to 60%. I'm really excited for the autumn guide we have coming out, and the 30% crit rate. So she just changes the way you can build all your champions. And again, if you get her in that mana spring set and with just a touch of attack speed, she's going to be regenerating her rage all the time. Really cool. There's no one else we're using. No one else I'm really planning to use. We did use Nasande a lot at the beginning. Like I said, this is going to be a holistic review, guys. I'm going to try to get into it, and maybe a little boring, maybe a little interesting. Who knows? So yeah, Nasande, she's pretty cool. I want to play around with her a bit more. We did get her to Awaken 1 now. She has this auto that kind of goes along with the rest of her kit, which increases attack speed, but it's only about 50, and I just don't see how great that is. I don't know, it only lasts 8 seconds and only happens every 40 seconds. Maybe if there's something I'm missing about Nasande's kit, let me know. But aside from that, she just looks like a kind of a standard attack-based healer, and I really do prefer health-based heroes, HP-based healers. So yeah, someone like Vortex, a much more interesting range, much more tanky build you can put on him, even though his base stats really are nothing too special. This is not my Vortex, that's the one we're going to use for Abomination. But yeah, that kind of covers that there. I'll try to go a little faster, guys. Maybe we're dragging on. For tanks, this is maybe where we have been the luckiest. We fused Livian, but Livian's so cool. We pulled Regulus. Regulus is super relevant, and from what I understand, he's going to be even more relevant once you skill him up, or certainly build him up to 6 stars with his ultimate that allows him to do HP sharing with his allies, so help him soak it up. So that's supposed to be really good for some of the stages in the Nightmare Void Rift for sure. But it's really these two guys right here. You can see we're still working on polishing off our Olog. But Baron has been the mainstay in like every single comp because we got him on day 1. Baron is so cool, especially once you skill him up and you get these huge 100% HP shields that really last a long time at a very low cost. And then his passive, his passive here, Unyielding, once you skilled up 8 seconds where he can't die. I mean, super great. Then you throw the shield up, let people heal him up a bit, and he kind of can get right back on his feet. People know all about Olog, a super simple kit, but he's just really good. We've been very blessed in the defender department. We're not hurting for tanks. Now I'd say where we've got it the roughest, we'll save mages for last. Marksman, we've been okay. We did pull Nyx, and she's a very relevant piercer. I think she's particularly good in like the early mid game because she helps you clear so much content with her AoEs. The thing with Nyx that keeps her from being a super special champion is she's a 22 cost champion, which there's such a difference between like 18 or 19 and 22. It's like I have to bring cost regeneration heroes like specifically Dallin and Narvi a lot more because of champions like Nyx. But we use her in all kinds of stuff, and she only got more relevant once we pulled Lunaria. You can see I put a Soul Stone into Lunaria, and I'm quite excited to maybe we have an outside shot. We'll talk about this towards the end of the video, but at getting her to A3. We're certainly going to get 1 copy, but I would love to increase this trigger chance of Dark Moon arrows and get her to A3, but that will take a chance at getting 2 copies, which obviously is very hard without winning tournaments. So we'll see. Then we've got Cratch, another person who will benefit from if we decide to take the diamonds. I've already promised many streams and many people that if we decide to take the diamonds, the second they arrive, the first thing we're going to do is 6-star Cratch. Let's bring him to his full potential and see what he's all about. The thing that really hurts Cratch, besides being kind of a slightly boring unit, is really that attack range. I don't know, does any other champion in this entire game have this attack range? So if it's hard to see here, guys, like the white is him, then he has 3 boxes in front of him, so 3 tiles, the one right in front, and then 1 to the right, 1 to the left, and then 5 tiles. So the 3 in front of those you just talked about, and then 1 to the right, 1 to the left. It's just strange. It's just really strange. And he is not a piercer, so you can't even pierce. I was so excited when I pulled an area, not just for Nyx, or maybe Brienne and some of these other guys. I was thinking, okay, maybe now Cratch will have a slightly relevant range. Nope, he is a watchguard guy. So he's a weird champ. He's someone that probably needs a buff, but we'll bring him to 6 stars. That'll be fun. Aside from that, Brienne, I've been waiting to pull a dupe of her. I really want to get her to Awaken 1. Maybe she'll get a Soul Stone after we finish off Dimos. We'll see. We haven't pulled a single epic Soul Stone the entire game so far from the guild boss, excuse me. Theowen's cool. We do have him A1. I think you really need Theowen A1. We did pull the extra copy. We fused 1 and pulled 1. But if you do want to use Theowen, just go fuse an extra copy and get him to A1 at least, because that's when his slows go from 50% to 75%. It's amazing. I want to say, I don't think this is about me specifically. I've noticed it with everyone. Like, a lot of us have only been playing the game for a month and a half. The amount of information that's already just logged up here, just like knowing Theowen's A1, it's strange how these games just like will worm their way into your brain, right? I think that basically covers it for the Marksman we use. I mean, we still need to get Cuke going. I don't even know where he is. Is Cuke not a... Where's my Cuke? Well, we need to get him going maybe. Try him out in Arena. Seems pretty fun. And the Lucas we did use a lot in the promotion raid, so that was really it. But just as a second slowing unit. Finally, our mages, our beautiful mages. So we've been very blessed in the single target mage department. I believe we probably have the best single target mage in the entire game. In Nocturne, unless there's anyone I'm forgetting. And then I think maybe the best epic single target mage in terms of Amani and what she's capable of. You know, actually, before we bring Brienne to Awaken 1, I really want to bring Amani to Awaken 3. I'll go off on this in a whole other video. But just having this minus 25 revival time paired with her special deploy passive, every time she's deployed, she gets these big boosts, and we will skill it up once we get her to A3. Super cool, and I really think there's a million things that you could be capable of in unique comps that only Amani could allow. Aside from that, we use, those are only 2 damage dealers we use. Siren we used a lot at the beginning when we were hurting for DPS a bit more, because he literally is I mean, look at this. Besides Voltus, he's the only AoE DPS mage on our account. But yeah, he's kind of fallen by the wayside. We haven't needed him basically since we got Arrogance, because Arrogance is just putting out that DPS. And Mari we use all the time, but of course she's not a damage dealer. We just use her as a straight up spammer. So you can see we got a very high attack speed build and quite a nice rage regen build. I would love to find like the perfect mana spring set for her. That would take her to another level. But for now, she's super adequate for like arena and some of the other few stages we use her in. That's it. Everyone else only has been used. You can see only 2 heroes are level tier of the epics. Barely leveled for Soleil. I tried to level her just enough, and this was a quick equip thing we did just to help us push through Watchers and clear the final stage, which we did do. And then I use for one day, I was like, let's bring her to 40. We threw a couple of promotions in, and that did help us beat, she got some CC from her freezes. That did help us beat whatever promotion rate it was, maybe Extreme 1 or Extreme 2, I don't remember. So there you have it. Those are the heroes on our account. Let me know what you think. If you think we've been really lucky, really unlucky. I think we've been kind of in the middle. I think we've had a lot of luck somewhere. Like we got Lunaria early. We got Dimos twice is really cool. Some really nice legendaries. I mean, Arrogance is undeniably super strong. I mean, Nocturne and Nyx are kind of huge pulls. Nyx has been a big early game carry, and Nocturne is just unbelievable, especially for like the guild boss and then Gear Raid 2, where you just need to nuke down one thing. He's super powerful. I have started skilling him up into crystals, guys. So he is going to be someone that we build out the full way. So expect a guide on him in a couple weeks. I think we've been pretty lucky with legendaries, but not crazy. Like aside from Arrogance, no one here is like busted good, but Arrogance definitely is. We have some big holes in our accounts, obviously, in terms of like some marksman. We could really use someone like Maul or Teriel, not to mention legendaries. But even epics like that would help in a big way. And then I will say with mages, I think this is a problem everyone struggles with, but like just those AoE mages, we just don't have them. And Iona would really bring us to a different place, I think. If we got Iona, that's where I think we'd be focusing our soul stones, at least to get her to A1. But alas, we do not. I guess we can show off, I'm trying to remember who's geared right now. Let's show off, I think is Nocturne geared? We can show off Arrogance and Nocturne. Again, we don't have the best gear in the world, guys. This is the best piece on our account. I'll show you right here. I love this piece. I love seeing a piece like this, because this is the kind of piece you can look at and say, this is going to be on my account in 6 months. This probably will be on my account in a year if the game survives and we do play that long. That's just a high quality piece of gear. You know, there's nothing to argue with there. Huge rolls across the board, and for Arrogance he really does need attack speed, so this is kind of the perfect piece for him, and it's on a nice, very relevant set. You got the crit roll and then the big crit damage set. This piece not nearly as good, but it works. And then this is going to be some of our better accessories. So you can see attack bonus with some nice attack speed and rage regen. Of course, we're missing crit because we're really hurting for crit. This is a nice piece, not special at all, but we do have some crit and crit rate. Again, we're hurting for it. There's a legendary piece. I just figured, or an ancient piece. I figure I'd check on it. And then here, this is quite a nice piece. This is also one of the better pieces on our account. But you can see, not so much purple, but we're settling for the mid blues, and I'm pretty happy about it. I still have lots of stuff to level up. Like a lot of people, I don't have so much gold, so I do things fairly conservatively. And then we can just show Nocturne. So you can see there, we've got like a half crit rate build, but we do use him with Autumn all the time. So this is actually nearly an 85% crit rate build. Good amount of crit damage and very high attack. I mean, not by other people's standards maybe, but for me, this is quite strong attack. We can obviously improve his amulet and kind of improve everything, except for maybe this piece right here. But pretty good so far. Nocturne, we just went for straight attack, just a touch of crit rate. This 27% crit rate is pretty cool, because when you pair him with Autumn, he's over 50%, so you can put out some extra damage, but he's really about trying to pump his attack up. You can see he's not nearly as high at base attack as Arrogance, but still quite good, and we just pump, and we're going for trying to take advantage of this passive here, where we have the 15% chance to trigger real damage, which is just like true damage. It ignores defense wholly, so it can't crit, so we're just pumping the attack. Hopefully we get 2 more skill ups there next, and we can get this up to 20%. That should make a pretty big difference. I think that kind of shows off our gear all right. I'll just click on these pieces so you can take a peek. Nothing too crazy. This piece is very, very nice. And this piece had a great attack bonus roll, so relevant even though it's legendary and the other subs aren't that cool. So I think that kind of catches you up on the roster. I think that's probably what this video is really going to be about now that I've talked through it. Where does our roster stand after a month? Because I think we're over 20 minutes already. I can quickly just show you, I'll just show you some things. We don't need to talk too much about it. Here's our Pantheon. You can see 24, 34, 25, 27. We've been quite good. I believe this is from Watchers, if I'm not mistaken. Because we actually have maxed that out. We're farther in Watchers than even the basic trial. But we're farming stage 7 on most things. So like North Throne, Nightmare, Watchers, Basic. I think actually for the faction specific ones, it's 8, and then for the basic is 7. So the step before the last, because we don't need any purple insignias yet. That's the third one, and that you don't need it doesn't make sense to deconstruct what we already have, and we can just get basically the comparable amount of blue. No reason to waste that gold. You can see here we're saving up. We have been using them step by step when we need them, but we do save up the XP bonuses when we can. I think that covers it pretty well. I'll say Void Rift, I've only cleared normal so far. We gave hard an attempt. That was a bit of a disaster. Did not work out well. So you see we're in Platinum 3 right now. We did place in Overlord yesterday when the week turned over, so that was pretty cool. We got a healthy amount of arena tokens that I've already used. So we've been pretty good over here. I will say, if we show defense team, will it show every team? Yeah, so you can kind of see anti-air. This is our second weakest. Let's work our way up. AoE is our weakest. We've been struggling. If you guys have thoughts on how to make this work better, we kind of go for a bit of cheese with Mari, trying to just boost people with Autumn. You'll see Autumn is in every one of these teams. She's amazing. I think even if I had Dolores, I would just use them both together. They're so cool. You can see Autumn making a lot of appearances. Arrogance is in every team. And then these two, we run a Piercer team. These two, we run a Nightmare team. Those are obviously our best factions because of our Lords. But yeah, our AoE is hurting, obviously. We get a touch of AoE out of Arrogance, but not much. So it's really just Nyx and a bit of Lunaria. Anti-air, we're okay, but keep in mind, Lunaria does get boosted damage against air, but she doesn't have piercing damage, so we don't get the extra bonus against the light armor. Arrogance is just good because he's Arrogance. Nyx is quite good in this, but we really do get hurt by the 22 cost because we're up against a lot of other piercers, like Hatset, who I feel is 12 costs. It's like we can't compete with that. Or Silas is 12 costs. Or, a well-built Brienne at 6 stars is only 11 costs. Like, we can't compete with our 22 Nyx. So even if by the time we get her deployed and she rages up, she can pump out stuff, but it takes too long. We really do struggle in these two. You guys saw Sustained. I put a guide out on that. We're very strong in that. We've lost very few times. And single target we've got now. I'll probably show it off later in either tomorrow's episode or the one after. We're solid. Not amazing, but we'll get to Overlord again, I'm pretty sure, but it's nothing like with Sustained where I really thought we had a great thing going. But we're going to be putting out more arena content. Let's keep it moving a little faster, folks. I'll go through raids very quickly. Promotion, we cleared all of it. Extreme 2 and everything. Resources, very fast farms. I can even show you one while we talk because I do have an XP bonus active. We're trying to get ready for what's coming up in the week for the Lunaria Fusion. We've got a very fast thing going. I hope everyone's wearing gear or else this is going to be embarrassing. But I finally got it under 50 seconds. I think we got about 45 seconds. So as you can see, we only have 3x because we don't have the privilege card. But yeah, it takes like 15 seconds because we're at 3x. So you'll see we kind of melt these guys away. And I'm using Autumn, right? I use Autumn absolutely everywhere. Like, it can't be overstated how much I use Autumn. So there you go. We were actually a little slower that time. Maybe someone's missing gear. But we're in this like 45 to 50 second situation. And it makes me feel good because I remember when we were trying to get it under 2 minutes. So it's a big change. But yeah, and Gold Raid, we got it unlocked pretty well. I'm obviously not going to run that right now because we don't have a gold bonus active. But that shows you that. Guild Boss, we're not going to have time to do a run right now, but I will say we can officially get Reward 2 without an assist unit, but I've only done it a couple times, so I am still using the assist unit. And you should always use the assist unit. I just wanted to test out if we were able. Nightmare 2, easy, no assist. We got on full auto. You can see that's fine. I did today put in those skill ups to Nocturne, so maybe that can take us to a new level. But we're struggling here right now. I think Abomination will help a lot. We'll see. I don't know. Finally, what else we got? Gear raids. We'll be very quick about this. Gear raid 1, you've seen all my content. Stage 18 unlocked. Stage 19, we're not even close. We're not going to be thinking about that for a long time unless our luck changes in terms of the AoE department in our summons. Gear raid 2, 18. This is really cool. You guys will be getting a guide on this. I'm filming on Monday right now, so this should probably be coming out on Wednesday. Potentially it will already come out tomorrow, but I don't think so. But I'm very excited about this. I've already done some takeovers for 218. I've got a strong strategy here that I'm pretty confident in. Moving on, Gear Raid 3. I haven't tried this in a while. We've been on 15. I think we'll probably be hard stuck on 15 until I 6-star Brienne, which should probably happen in the next week, depending on polls, but I'm pretty happy to 6-star her, and then we'll throw a Soulstone into her. And I told you about Tide already. So I think that gets you caught up. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think, first off, is a video like this interesting? Maybe we could do it at the end of every month. Maybe it's a bit long-winded, so you can do an abridged version, absolutely. I'd also love to know what you think, because now we got a month in the bag. Do you want to accept the diamonds or not? Because I'm pretty amenable. Like, I see the benefits and I see not the benefits. We kind of taint our free-to-play status. We'll become like no spend, or we'll have to do some qualifiers. We won't call ourselves free-to-play anymore. But at the same time, it's not like all of a sudden we're going to be whales, but we will have a lot of diamonds that we can use on a lot of stamina and start building up a lot of characters. And we probably will have a few more summons. And that, who knows? If that's not fun, at least it'll be it'll be interesting content and interesting development for the account. So let me know about that. I guess let's finish off. How about that? Let's finish off by peeking in our Lunaria progress. So if we go to summons, you can see shard summon. We're at 40. However, I do have a few laying around here. So if we go to Arrival of Heroes, somehow we placed in 3rd place. That Ezran pull, and then we got 2 more epics, I think, in the video yesterday. That pushed us over the edge. This was a very easy group, so don't roast me. I got super lucky. I do think they group you based on free-to-play. I'm convinced, because look how at these lower levels, I think if these are spenders, they're like new spenders, because it doesn't make sense. I've seen normal groups tend to be like 10,000 plus, and then of course the Krakens that won the thing were like over 100,000. But this is really low. I'm aware, but we'll take it. We could use the Epic Skill Crystal for sure. And then we got Vault in the Sands live now. I was actually in 1st place going into today, and I decided I was going to take the day off, and then maybe we'll run it at night to see. I want to see how far they pushed. They pushed pretty far. So I might reassess maybe in an hour or 2. We do have a lot of auto battles, and I do have a fair amount of refills. That could be interesting to see. And yeah, I think that kind of wraps up. So with the 5 you just claimed, we should be at 45. So we're making good progress. I was kind of counting on if there was any chance in heck that we could get the 2nd copy. We would probably need to win Vault in the Sands. It looks like that's gonna be pretty unlikely. I'm gonna show you where we stand. I happily spend all these diamonds on energy, so I like to leave 200 left over, but we can, quickly use 300. And then we'll see how many of these bad boys we have. We're about 29, so we could grind pretty hard. So like I said, I'll take an hour or 2 and I'll see how crazy these guys are going when we get closer to the end of the day. Maybe we'll make a push. That all being said, guys, I've been Fastidious. I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, drop a like. If you commented it, drop a comment. And if you shared it, drop a share. See you in the next one.
Fastidious.